This is Commander Nellacar, calling all shots. We're gonna take the fight today out of it. We're gonna prove them good, buddy. And that's how we do it down here in Southsun Cove, and that's how we'll do it forever.
So, just got a letter saying, whoop-de-doo-dah! There's more stuff. More stuff. And if you don't do this stuff, then the point of view ever coming back to this map will suck. You'll have no reason to come back. So I'm just gonna sit here and
Whoop-de-doo-dah there, like you did it down in Southsun Cove. Tell you what, if I had a John Deere, it'd be a John Deere 250, and I'd take it down to the fucking tractor racing, buddy, and I'll tell you what.
but that's not how this game is. I think it's funny when I see all these people always going down. Like, what's wrong with them? Don't they know how to play this game? Did I just scoop it? There. You have this many people in battle, there's no reason you should ever go down. There's constantly warriors and guardians healing you, getting Aegis, other people taking your stuff off. No reason. But this is how it's done. Oh, here's little Necro. Everybody's like, oh, the poor Necro. Feel bad for the Necro because 90% of Necros out there are garbage. But can 90% of Necros dance like this? Also, look at all these different armor sets I have for all these different builds I've gone through. I did a full condition build, which I used for the longest amount of time. It's pretty cool, but this genius, and he's Indian. He's from India. It's genius. It's got a really good build. It's in my favorites. If anybody ever wants to see it, it's a long build. I mean, a long YouTube video. It's like an hour long. I watched the whole thing though, because I say he's a genius because he proved his build. He pretty much like invented it right in front of your very own eyes. He just kept twitching with the numbers, kept dealing with it. After it was all said and done, he found a really good method to use it. Like how you use the skills and everything, how you go against single encounters, mob encounters, weak mobs, powerful bosses, whatever it is. And the guy's he's a genius. Why is this thing in the corner? But this build for the Necro is a hybrid sort of build. You see how people like run around with knight's armor for warriors with the soldier and then all their trainers would be like berserkers. Call that a hybrid. Well, this guy used stats from items I always thought were completely useless. I'll show you. All these things, all the grab bag stats, has absolutely every stat. I need to get the backpack piece. So, made it so that way you can still focus on the importance of conditions with the Necro, but also achieve a super high amount of damage and still have a good amount of health. See, I have almost 22,000 health. 22 with the scepter. Let's see if I can find something here. It's not strong enough, but let's just watch. Invulnerable. Why is it? I think it is. Whatever. Invulnerable. Why is everything invulnerable? Maybe I'll be able to show you in a minute. Vital storage facility. Let's get weak. There's gotta be something around here I can kill. Prove my worth. Getting some low frames here, but everybody on the map is here, and there's 3 commanders, including Commander Nellacar! To the keep! To the keep! To the keep! And here's another champion. Oh, he's gone. So he's probably gonna have like 25 stacks on. Anyways, determined. Immune to danger. Immune to damage. What is it? Come on, there's gotta be something. Oh yeah, I don't have any of these. Alright. Now I got my my thing of buffs. If I could just find one enemy. It doesn't have 30 people in it. Mayo! Mayo! There's Master Mayo. Mayo! I'm gonna send him a link to this video. So I've been doing this to him for months. Mayo! Doing this to him for months. He gets pissed too. He's probably the best commander Darkhaven has. I don't really command, I just run around world versus world with my ranger. I'll upload a video sometime showing the damage it can do. Full berserk ranger. It's scary stuff. Great sword and longbow. And there's the Ericos of Abyss. That's weird. I know Edge of Abyss. Maybe that's another one of his characters. I don't know who that is. Makaruk. What a weird name. Well, this is a very boring event. But, yeah, when I get the back piece, it should be done. I could always upgrade the ancient carcass shell thing here. I got a long time ago. But when it's all set, and you use the scepter dagger for inflicting conditions, and the way you have your traits makes them last longer. And if you get the giver's scepter, whenever you inflict bleeding, it lasts 133% longer. So you can hit somebody up to, you get like 9 stacks on somebody bleeding, and it'll last for like a minute. I'm sure people have seen that before. Like, oh my gosh, how do I have a minute of bleeding on me? But once you do that, you kind of like switch to your axe focus, and you inflict vulnerability. Like for a single target, you have 2 things to inflict vulnerability, and then you hit them with number 2. You switch your death shroud and you go back to your number 2, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, it doesn't, you don't see the damage numbers pop up that you do see like on a full berserk ranger, but you have that sustained bleeding in the background too, working at it, doing 100 per tick, and then like 9 to 13 ticks per second. So it's pretty effective. It's very effective, and having that grab bag of stats actually makes my healing, my vitality, my toughness improve a little bit. So this is a really good build to use in dungeons and in world versus world. Although my old straight up condition build, and I used a couple traits set aside for my staff and wells, made me a really awesome supportive role. I didn't do dick for damage, but I could keep my teammates alive, all of them, always applying protection every time I put down a well, and constantly turning their conditions into boons and transferring conditions to enemies, like non-stop healing them. Really good build. But this is one of those builds where in world versus world you go up against them and damn. I will warn you though, this build is extremely costly to make. If you don't have the laurels to buy the amulet and the fractal relics to get your rings, and the commendations to get your accessories, and the money to make, well, if you make a backpack, it's going to cost you at least 80 gold just for one item. Then you have to make the scepter, and it gets pretty crazy. If I could estimate the cost of this build, like the version that I have, with weapons, Although the Fractal Scepter, that was a skin. I would say total about I'd say about 250 gold to be able to make a Necro most powerful you can. This event sucks. It's never gonna end. So I think I'm gonna pause recording until it comes back. Okay, you'll notice I changed the skill here. It's because I'm going after a single target, so I'll change the skill. The other one just, when there's a mob of them, you inflict a bunch of conditions on one thing, and then you hit the button, and it sends it to all the conditions to all nearby enemies. But here you go, here. And just walk away. See, that's all. Pretty simple. Although with this build, it is a little tricky in world versus world. If you do come across a class that does high DPS, because some of these moves that you do to yourself, like say if you're in you come across a pack, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to focus on somebody that doesn't really have a lot of condition removal. And that's kind of a grab bag choice there. You want to kind of just like look at somebody and see what skills they have if you know the character classes very well. But for example, I'd like to pick somebody usually pretty tanky that I can inflict a lot of conditions on. If I notice they're not removing them soon right away, or if I see them remove it immediately, then I'll just keep attacking them because I know their condition removal's on cooldown. So 1, 2, 3, cripple him. 5, blood is power. Hit him with the epidemic. Heal yourself. Then you switch. If you're there close, you throw down this well of suffering. Hit him with the number 4. Number 2. Death Shroud. Hit him 4 times with the number 1. If they get too close, you can fear him away. Come back out of it. Hit him with the number 2 again. And so far, every character that I've come into contact in world versus world hasn't dodged every attack or blocked them at least, has died just from that. I know that seems like a lot of stuff in a long time, considering like what Berserker characters can do, but it is very effective. So, for example, let's see, 2, 3, cripple. That. So it's one character, so I'll just transfer my bleeding over. I switch weapons, but the bleeding already did its job. And that was 117 a tick. If I had this on, it's a little bit better. Oh no, that doesn't inflict condition damage. But yeah, that event up there is bugged. ANET better fix that soon. Still buzzing over a Game of Thrones episode. The Reigns of Castamere. I never read the books, and I kept myself spoiler free from everything that was happening. At first, I didn't even try because I didn't even care. It's like, oh, Game of Thrones, it's like Walking Dead, 2 TV shows I'll never get into because everybody's into them, and I don't want to be a conformist. One boring day, I decided to find the episodes online, and lo behold, they're fucking amazing, so I started watching them. Okay, now here's a pack. I'm gonna focus on this sucker right here. Now, see, that guy has 15, 16 stacks of bleeding on him. I didn't even get to switch my other weapon. That's why I was saying before, like, this build is very effective in world versus world. Just because you hit him with the bleeding, it does so much damage over an amount of time. And by the time you get done doing, like, all this other stuff I was talking about, like, they're gone. I do want to solo this story mode up here, so I'm going to try to run past these suckers. Ah, shit. battle to the story mode.
Did you need something?